Hello. I'm on screen now. Hello, everybody. My name is Rose McGrath. I'm head of the Crawford College of Art and Design, and I'd like to welcome you all today. We're going to give you a good taste of what to expect from the Crawford College of Art and Design. And to start with, I'm going to do a quick presentation, and hopefully you're all gathering now nicely. So first off, I need to share my screen with you all. Okay, can everybody see that? Can I get some head shakes? No, no. Okay, 1 minute more and I'll get sorted. Okay, just 1 second there now. Just having a few techie issues here. Any sign of a jet? No? Okay, 1 second now. Gives people time to come in and get themselves organized as well anyway, so. Yeah, let's see now. Right. How about this? Can you see it?
We've got you, Rose.
Lovely, great. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me tell you about the Crawford College of Art and Design. First off, we're a creative community and we want to welcome you today to have a look at our undergraduate programs, a little bit about our departments, facilities and lots more. So what do we cover? We cover the areas of art, design, technology, culture, art and health, arts and education and media. So the Crawford College of Art and Design is a vibrant multi-campus college, which has been providing education for over 100 years. Our graduates are amongst Ireland's top artists, curators, designers, media practitioners, digital communicators, art therapists, and art educators. We are made up of 3 different departments: Department of Fine Art and Applied Arts, Department of Media Communications, and the Department of Arts in Health and Education. And those departments then are located in 4 different locations. The first one is 46 Grand Parade, which you can see here. The Bishopstown campus, which is showing the James Barry Gallery, the Sherman Crawford Street building in City Centre, and also in the City Centre is the Envision Centre in Sober Lane. So our facilities include a variety of different computer labs, media-based ones that are mostly Apple Mac computers. We've then virtual reality computer lab in the Bishopstown campus. We have a number of different workshops, ceramic, glass and textiles. We also have the areas of video and photography. We have the areas of print and metalwork. We have studios for our art and fine art and applied art students, and design studios for our media communication students. We have a number of different gallery spaces within the buildings, and a number of lecture theatres, seminar rooms, and libraries, to name but a few of our facilities. So another important part of what we do is our link with our partners. And this diagram just shows only some of our partners that we've reached out to and we work with. A number of these are international, national-based organizations, companies, and industries and communities. Anything from RTE to basically studio spaces like the Lavit or Sample Studios. And the list goes on. And these are really important because we work with these people on various different levels, from working on projects together to placements to organizing events with them. So again, 3 departments. These are the programs that are delivered in the undergraduate side of things. And I go through each one of the 5 programs just to be aware we have many Masters and Special Purpose Awards. And the Department of Arts and Health and Education is primarily Masters and Special Purpose Awards. So just to touch on this as well, our CEO, we have 4 programs that are delivered with a portfolio input for the CEO. So what you're looking at is having a minimum portfolio entry of your Leaving Cert in your 6 subjects. And one of those subjects must be English or Irish. And then if you're coming through the FETAC, your award comprises of having 8 subjects and 3 distinctions. So the portfolio has 600 points in total, and its minimum is 240 for entry. And then you go through the CEO process, make sure you apply by the 1st of February, and then you receive an invitation from us for your portfolio to be assessed in around the beginning of March. And also the Crawford applications for mature applicants is the 1st of May. And then in terms of the Creative Digital Media Programme, last year's points were 390. There's no portfolio for this programme. Again, a minimum Leaving Cert subjects, including this time maths and English and Irish. And if you need further information on maths in terms of an exam that MTU Cork provides, you'll find that on our website. And 2 more points there. We've work placement in the BA Honours in Creative Digital Media and the BA Honours in Photography with New Media. So just important to also realise there is many transferable skills when you study on our degree programmes. And it's important that it's just not, consideration of our subject matter. Remember, you're going to become highly creative. You'll have self-expression. You'll be able to be a risk taker. You'll have critical thinking and many, many more. So let's go through those 5 programs now and just get an idea of what they cover. So Creative Digital Media is a program that combines creativity of art and design with the skills and knowledge of computer technologies and programming to create interactive digital media products. Again, this is a sample, so I'm not going to go through them and read them all out because, again, it's all on our website and some of you may have done your homework already, but this is some examples of what you would be doing in your classes over the 4 years. Also, I just want to emphasize on our website, we have some very good footage from our final year projects of student work that was done. This is just one. I have one for each of the programs. So this was an interactive audiovisual live show, and you can listen to the graduates explain their projects on our website. So a career options, very broad program, one of the broadest in terms of what it covers. Yeah, so you can imagine that there'd be a variety of careers in that area. And just to give you examples of some of our graduates, with Signing will be probably one of a very well-known graduate in that he's now has his own show on RTE. He's working for Marvel. He's a comic book illustrator. But we would have started out in e-learning and gone in different avenues, but all went back to what he loved the most, and that was his character development, and now is a very well-known artist for Marvel. Another graduate, Alder Cass, again, just work in terms of what he does is both back end and front end, and I would program and do illustrative work, but also he's now working in a company called Teamwork, and he looks after marketing technology, and he's a development lead. So on to visual communications. So this program encourages you to think creatively and produce new design ideas and concepts, from pitching a design brief to a client to producing design layout for interface or print content. You will go on a journey to understand who you are as a designer. Again, here's a number of the different areas that you would be covering while in class. There's areas such as promotion and packaging and various other areas as well that aren't on that list. And then in terms of your careers, notably graphic design, but you can veer into many different other areas and branching from advertising to book illustration, editorial, etc. Again, Monica is another lovely example of what a graduate can do. She created a graphic novel, and it was based on her experience with cancer. And it shows, the different trials and tribulations. And I can tell you now that she's doing very well, working and living a life fully after her difficulties with cancer. Okay, so this is another graduate here now, Paul Delaney. He's just finished a master's in children's book illustration, and he's also a brand expert, has had a number of exhibitions as well here in Ireland and in Britain. Grace Murray, a senior graphic designer now at Wavebreak Media, and a winner of the IDI, Institute of Designers of Ireland, illustration category a couple of years ago. Right, the BA Honours in Photography at New Media. This is an exciting programme with a distinct professional emphasis. It blends photography, video, and new media to prepare students to work creatively and flexibly. They produce moving image and still-based digital content in an industry and an artistic context. So basically, we have very much up-to-date software, hardware for photography, video, and digital media for this programme. And they get a first-hand experience of the realities of working in photography and lens-based media with their work placement in third year. Again, more career areas and specializations in this area that you could go into, that you can all have a look at there. Then on to a student profile. I suppose we don't have a graduate yet. We're in our third year of this program, but Sean is our external examiner. He's a graduate of the Creative Digital Media program, but so what we'll be looking at students coming out and they're working in areas such as film, TV, music videos, corporate videos, you know, and Sean also, he's a very accomplished photographer. So that's just kind of an idea of what you may be when you finish the program. So just getting back to our website, we have a showcase page, and this gives you an idea of what you can produce or what graduates have produced already within the programs in the Media Comms department. Okay, moving on to the Fine Art and Applied Art department, and we'll look firstly at fine art. And the fine art places a great importance on the introducing students to the professional world of art, and achieves this through a high-profile visiting lecture series, collaboration projects with artists, art professionals, and partner institutes, exhibitions, trips, and international study trips. So you can see the professional level that's put into this program in terms of collaborations and working externally. It's very important for the artists to experience both internationally and nationally what is happening in the art world, and also involved with those working in the industry and with the visiting lecture series. These are areas, once again, very broad in terms of what you'll be doing as a fine artist, and you know, dealing with your critical theory and your professional practice also, as well as all the other areas of art. This is Paul Mckillion, another graduate profile that we have on the website. You'll be fascinated by his beautiful spatial architectural work that he does on contemporary urban city environments, and he explains how he goes through his process as well in the video. Career opportunities, many career opportunities in fine art that you may not have thought of. There's good consideration here of the list, and the list could go on. It's very important to emphasize the range of careers and the prospects for artists. So here is Ciara Wall. She's an art educator. She's head of art department in Middleton College. And I just love what she says down here. She says, seeing my students grow as young artists and the joy it provides them is very rewarding. So sounds like for Ciara, it's a very, for her career, a very enjoyable process. Sophie Behal, again, graduate profile, she's an artist and curator. Sophie gives a lovely insight into studying in Sherman Crawford Street and the environment in which it provides supportive and inspiring environment and blessed space to dedicate yourself to exploring your interests and making work. So the BA in Contemporary Applied Art is an innovative interdisciplinary program with an emphasis in three main areas: glass, ceramics, and textiles. And you can either specialize in one or you can combine. It offers students the opportunity to create, develop, and make objects. The emphasis is on an open and experimental exploration grounded in historical context and current critical debate about contemporary practice. So what do you do? So again, a list here of the many areas that you will be covering. Again, considerations for professional practice and contemporary applied art practice. Career opportunities. So many of these you may not have considered either, such as exhibition artist, museum, gallery, professional, teaching, education, technician, entrepreneurship. A lot of students do go on to set up their own businesses or their own craft making industries. And again, you'll see some examples of this. This is Shifra Hollyland, and her beautiful work, her textile work, beautiful pattern work based on nature and growth. And she's applied it to a lot of interior design in terms of lighting, furnishings, and everything. So beautiful example there. And you'll see her video on the Crawford website. Helen talks about the experience of becoming an artist, and she's also had many exhibitions internationally and nationally as well. Luke is an artist and a technician. He works with Backwater Studios in both glass and ceramics. And I also love what he says. I realize that I'm happiest when I'm making and seeing other people enjoy what I make. So again, showcase of work you can see on our website, well worth viewing and getting excited by what has been created and what maybe you might create yourself. And just finally, just to go into a little bit about the Department of Arts and Health and Education. So you three of the master's programs listed there. So you have masters in Professional Masters of Education, PME. This is where you become a teacher of art and design. Masters in art therapy, and this is a professional qualification to practice as an art therapist in the form of therapeutic intervention with a wide variety of clinical groups. And their recent masters that's been created is the MA in Arts and Engagement. It's a professional practice in arts-rich engagement with individual, group, and broader societal context. Participants on this master's program will develop an understanding of the role of arts within learning, change-making, and the development of culture. So this just to show you there's other masters within our the departments, such as the MA in Art and Process, e-learning, journalism, public relations, masters by research, and also you can go on further to a PhD now within the Crawford College of Art and Design, MTU. Special purpose awards are all at level 8 and level 9 for your further studies. Everything from textiles, TV production, creativity and change, group facilitation, etc., etc. There's just too many to even bring up here now. Okay, so basically that's the presentation. As I said, the website will help you, and I hope you will get to go on that when you get a chance. One other thing I need to bring up is that if you want to actually leave any questions for us, you can go on the Q&A, you can click the Q&A button, and we'll try and deal with some of those at the end of the webinar. And if we don't get to them, we'll get back to you in the next few days, if that's okay. So I'm just going to try and get myself out of the, oh, great, I'm out now. Can everybody just see me? Yeah, great. Okay, so then we're on to the next stage, folks. We have created 5 lovely videos. Our students are going to, so it's easy for us to present what we do every day, but we all thought it would be a good idea if our students could introduce what they do every day. So our first video that we're going to look at is the BA Honours in Contemporary Applied Art. And just after that, then Debbie Dawson will come in to talk to you about some of the frequently asked questions. Thank you.
As a contemporary art student, I really connect with the subjects on the contemporary applied art course, like glass, textiles, ceramics. It's just amazing, like, you know, getting your hands in, and like if you're technically minded, it is definitely the course for you.
I am happy that I chose this course. My portfolio was very textile based, simply because I was really interested in textiles at the time, and my view has changed completely. At the moment in third year, I'm still in textile, but I also dip into plaster work, and my work is mostly 3-dimensional. So in contemporary applied art, you are studying and learning glass, ceramics, and textiles.
At the moment I'm doing glass, which is really interesting. I haven't worked with glass before, so you're given opportunities here to get a feel for things that you wouldn't have even introduced yourself to prior to this, so you'd be very surprised to what would come out of it. We're all here for the same thing, you know, we're creative minds, and like Crawford is definitely a place that you're not going to feel out of place.
It's actually really great because everybody knows everybody. It's really friendly atmosphere in here, but I personally really like to go and visit other students' spaces and their studios, and they can give me some advice about my own work, because there's a variety of people. There are mature students, people that are coming from PLC, people that are coming from 6th year.
As a mature student, I have been dreaming of this day for quite some time. They really have a great system here set up for mature students as well as post-leaving cert students.
MTU Crawford College of Art and Design is a really exciting place to be. It was the only art college I applied to, and I'm really happy with my decision.
Oh my God, the facilities here are absolutely fantastic. I am so delighted that I chose this. You're going to get what you need to become an artist from this college.
Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Dawson, and sorry there, just get rid of that. I'm a lecturer on the Applied Art course where I specialise in glass. So a question that comes up quite a bit is what is a typical week look like for an applied art student? Well, in the first semester of first year, both applied art students and fine art students share the same modules, so they'll be in together for the first semester, and after Christmas and the second semester they move across to the applied art department. So a typical week would look like 3 days in your studio, and then you've got a day where you're introduced to art processes that support that work in the studio, such as photography, printmaking, or life drawing, for example. And then you've got another day where you have academic studies, so you attend lectures in art history. So that's just a typical week for an applied art student. In the second semester, then you move across to the applied art department, where you will undergo intensive workshops in the 3 areas of ceramics, glass, and textiles. I'm frequently asked about, do you have to specialise in one particular area from the start? But no, you don't have to. So the way the course is structured is the first and second year, it's basically very intensive workshops where you are learning new processes and developing your skills, your skill set, and also developing a personal body of research. So this research, when you head into third year, is what drives the material that you choose. So whatever the research is dictating is what the material that is appropriate to that research. So it could be one material, or it could be 3, or it could be a combination of all, or it could be another material altogether. We had an art student last year who graduated, and she used mainly paper in her degree show. So it's a very open course. It's about materiality. It's about making. So you get to experience those kinds of things. Another question we get asked frequently is about options to travel or to study abroad. And I'm the Erasmus coordinator for the Applied Art course. So we have partnerships with institutions across Europe, such as Lithuania, Estonia, and also Cardiff in the UK. Erasmus study normally takes place in year 3 in the second semester. So it's a great opportunity. So I'd recommend that for anybody who's thinking about travelling abroad. So that's it for me, really, an overview of the Applied Art course. Thank you.
Debbie, that was great. And our next programme we're going to look at is the BA Honours in Fine Art.
My dad was an old school punk and my mum was always really arty, so our whole house was kind of a creative environment. I was always doing art since I was really young, and I came to Leaving Cert and it was kind of felt like it was the right fit for me. I'm delighted I came here.
I always did art in secondary school, so it was always something practical that I was drawn to. I knew that I just wanted to be in Crawford, It was the creaky floorboards that I loved. This is more kind of homely, more creative, more and beyond, you know.
It's just a really inclusive course that you can kind of express in any way you feel.
It's anything you want to do. It's anything that you're interested in. It's just so open, and that's the greatest part of it, you know.
There's no such thing as a regular work week at all in here, at all. A working week in here looks like people running around crazy with paint and cameras and print equipment and just making everything that they can. You have so much support in the college. They will help you with any endeavour you come, as crazy it might be, but they will help you and lead you in the right path.
I went straight from sixth year. I was very scared at the start, you know. Obviously you are going into a much bigger pond than the pond you've grown up in, you know. I was just so excited because I wanted to see other people that I knew would be like me.
Well, I think if you're thinking of coming to this course, just do it. And you don't have to be Picasso to come here. You don't have to be a painter or great at one thing in particular. At the end of it, I've come out a completely different person, and yeah, I feel so capable in any creative field now.
Anything is up for discussion as long as you can explain it, be creative. I couldn't imagine myself doing any other course.
There's always extracurricular things to do here, like film festivals and things to go and see. You know, really it is like its own ecosystem. It's like a home away from home. I couldn't recommend it more.
Hello, I'm Fiona Kelly. I lecture in fine art and contemporary applied art in year one at MTU Crawford. I'm also a visual artist. I'm here to answer the frequently asked questions that we got in fine art, although I don't think I can answer them as well as Mary and James there. Thanks so much to the students. So the first question we usually get asked is, what career options are open to me with a degree in fine art? So a fine art degree opens so many doors, first and foremost as a practicing studio artist, so you can exhibit nationally and internationally. Most artists these days, unfortunately, don't make a living just from commercial sales, so just from selling work. Most art projects are funded by maybe the gallery that you're showing with might subsidize making your work, or the Arts Council would fund a project that you would like to make. These awards are very, very competitive. So it's kind of like the Art Olympics. You're all running for the same 3 medals. So the majority of artists do have other work in which supplement their artistic skills. Now, these are very niche jobs that only artists could do or would be able to do. These jobs include community education projects, curation projects, art writing, studio managers, technical managers, gallery technicians, studio technicians. I worked all of these jobs and loved every single one of them. Every year at Crawford, we source a lot of awards for graduate artists, giving them direct industry apprenticeships, which can lead to careers straight off the mark in their studio practice, in curation, in gallery work, arts administration, arts publishing. Fine art graduates can also pursue master's programs in art therapy, art history and critique, art curation, art conservation, art publishing, museum studies. So our career paths are as creative as our studio spaces. You know, there's so many routes in which one can take. The second question we get is, how many points do I need to get a place in the Crawford? And as Rose said earlier, once you make the minimum criteria and pass the leaving cert, your points to get into Crawford are based solely on your personal portfolio that you submit. Now, our portfolios are marked out as 600 points, with 240 being the minimum. But the more work, creativity, exploration that you show in your portfolio, you know, that's what's really important to get into our college in the 4 courses here in the Crawford, but in fine art as well. So the third question we're asked a lot is, must I do a post-leaving cert course, so a PLC? At the Crawford, we don't require people to do a PLC. We'll make an offer to you whether or not your your portfolio shows whether you're ready for a third level place in college. It's such a full-on and intensive course, but it's so great. Infinite possibilities, as James said, you can do anything. PLCs are extremely valuable courses though, with so much choice nowadays and so many options open to you creatively. PLCs can really solidify which part of art you want to explore, and it gives you the time and space in order to create that all-important portfolio. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a few of you, and that's the questions for fine art.
Apologies, finding mute button there. Fiona, thanks so much. Sorry for not introducing you there. So our next program is a BA in photography with new media, BA honours in photography and new media, and Albert Watch will talk to us after that. Thanks a million.
I've always liked physically learning things, and I've also loved like recording stuff and making my own sort of little videos in my spare time. I like action sports, so I go out and do a lot of filming with action sports, things like that, and it's given me the kit now to do it, which is awesome. It helps so much, and the knowledge as well. Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to do photography, so it was just finding the right course for me. I had heard great things about Cork. I had never been here beforehand. In the course itself, everyone's so nice and the lecturers are really friendly. The modules range from history to actually going out and taking the image, and then you have the moving image as well, which gives you a very broad range and creative freedom. There's so much choice in the course. I didn't realise that you could do so much between photography and video, and I think I'd be leaning more towards the video side of it, but it was nice that you were given the choice from the start, you know. At the minute, I really like visual literacy. I love talking about different ethics, and you get to explore different opinions and the history about it. What I'd like to do is this more surrealist kind of approach to it. Like, I love exploring deeper meanings or hidden messages within an image. You don't realise until you do it yourself how much time is needed to do it in the first place, you know, how much teamwork you need to make a shoot happen. But having an actual full team and learning teamwork is so beneficial to you, like, you know. Having the access to the studios definitely helps. They give you the opportunity to collaborate with different classmates and explore different themes. I feel that MTU's Crawford College of Art and Design has opened so many doors, so many opportunities. If you're a visual learner like myself, I'd definitely recommend this course. There's a lot more freedom in the course because they would give you a theme and then you can go any way with it. Working off a textbook doesn't suit everyone, so seeing things and learning that way really helped me in this course so far. Go out, try it and do it, because at the end of the day, if you stick at it, you're going to go miles.
Hello, I'm Albert Walsh and I'm Programme Coordinator for the BA Honours in Photography with New Media. The programme is based in the Envision Centre, which is a campus of the Crawford, which is dedicated to photography and video production. The Envision Centre is located at Sober Lane, which is adjacent to Sullivan's Quay, right in the city centre. So each year I get a number of questions about the programme, and I'd like to look at some of them. The first question I'm frequently asked is, what will you be doing on the course? The programme has a distinct professional emphasis, and it blends photography, video, and new media, and it aims to prepare you to work creatively and flexibly in a variety of areas related to photography, video, and media. So you'll be using the latest and most up-to-date industry standard equipment and editing software. You will be producing photography and video images in the areas such as advertising, photojournalism, sport, fashion, events, portraiture, architecture, wildlife, and much more. You'll also be working with core lecturers, but also we'll have lots of guest lecturers who will be from those particular areas of photography and video. You'll be making short films, motion graphics, animation, and you'll be learning about the business and history of photography and video. The program also offers a wide range of elective modules, including animation, drawing, printmaking, food photography, and time-based media. Another question I'm asked is there a professional placement? The professional placement, there is a professional placement, I should say, and it can be based locally, nationally, or internationally, and is for a period of 13 weeks over the entire second semester in the third year of the program. Through the professional placement, you will gain first-hand experience of the photography profession, and you will observe and participate in the application of theoretical knowledge and practical skills you have gained on the program. You will be supported by an MTU Crawford academic staff member, along with a workplace mentor. And the placement will provide you with links to and with networking opportunities with local, national, and international photography and media enterprises. Another question I'm often asked is, can I avail of the Erasmus program? Well, the answer is yes. MTU Crawford has a long and successful association with the Erasmus program. So students travel from countries across Europe to study at MTU Crawford, and many MTU Crawford students travel to study in colleges throughout Europe. Now, students can apply for Erasmus support funding to help with the additional costs of studying and training abroad. MTU Crawford has Erasmus links with colleges in Finland, Germany, Austria, France, and Holland, to name just a few. But we're constantly adding to that list as you know, we make new contacts with other colleges in other countries. So if you have any other questions about the course, please contact me. My details are on the website. Thank you for your attention this evening.
Thank you, Albert. That's great. So I'll just move on now to the BA Honours of Visual Communications, and Aoife Doherty will take you through some questions after the lovely video we're going to see next.
I decided to do visual communication because really it gives you a very broad basis for going out into the graphic design world. You know, you get a generalistic understanding of most of the principles of design, and from there you yourself can develop your own voice as a designer and develop a speciality.
Well, I think I've always been very attracted to anything in sort of the design sphere, and graphic design was just that natural progression where I wanted something that is a little bit academic and also very focused on design. Oh, the environment, like since I've left secondary school, is so different because you're allowed to give 100% of your time to something that you really, really love. There's a lot of trust and given to the students with regards to developing their work independently, right? You'll get a brief, you'll get an assignment, but ultimately it's up to you to develop your approach to a particular design problem and deliver a solution. Yeah, it's definitely not essential to have such a strong design background. I think people who even didn't do art in secondary school do really well here because it's not just design, it's also, there's like an academic side and there's, you know, typography or product design. The fact that it is so broad and that we cover so many different topics instead of just graphic design, that's probably one of the strengths of the course. It definitely kind of broadens your perspective on even how you can apply your own passion to design in a variety of fields. I think this is a good exploratory course that will give you a broad introduction into design. It teaches you the process you should follow to arrive at a design solution. So since I started at MTU Crawford, I've definitely found such a new passion or more drive now that I can dedicate so much time to it and that you get so much support from your lecturers and your teachers and all that. It's really made it so much more like a part of my life, and I'm really, really excited to see where that goes and how far I can take it.
Hi everybody, my name is Aoife Dorney and I'm a lecturer on the Visual Communications course in MTU. One of the frequently asked questions I get is, what does a graphic designer do? So a really useful way of thinking about this is that usually there's an entity, like a corporate entity, and their audience, and they want to communicate with their audience. And your job is to give visual shape and form to those messages that happen between an entity and its audience. And all the skills that you learn as a student on the visual communications course helps you to shape and form those messages, whether it's photography or illustration or typography or layout, or you're talking about creating the front end of a website or an app, etc., etc. Another question I get asked a lot is, what would my career options look like? So again, they're very varied. The obvious one is to work in a graphic design studio or maybe an advertising agency. Or you might take a position in a large institution or company that have their own communications department. You could be self-employed, you could work as a freelancer, or you could set up your own studio with others. Other people go on to further education and become art teachers. You could also maybe specialize as an illustrator, you could be a web designer or work in a company that specializes in branding. Quite a few of our graduates have also gone abroad to places like the UK or the US or Canada, or even to places like Norway or Sweden, where they tend to do business through English mostly. So it's very possible to get a graphic design job in those places. Another question I get asked a lot is, do I have an opportunity to study abroad? Yes, you do. I'm the Erasmus exchange coordinator for the Visual Communications course, and we currently have links in Finland, Spain, Holland, and Germany, and all those courses are actually taught through English. We also have a link with a college in France, and they teach through French. So very much in a nutshell, that is a very brief overview of things. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see some of you at least in September.
Thanks again, Aoife, that was fantastic. And now we're on to the BA Honours in Creative Digital Media, and Fergal Cunningham will talk to us later after the video. Thank you.
So I was really interested in this program because I really like art, I really like design, I really like video, I really like audio, music, all of that. And this course was a really good mix of all of those different things. So it really let me kind of try everything out.
I do have a very specific interest in animation, but I've always wanted to get a more broader idea of the creative industries. So I wanted to go to this course so that I could get that. So like, even if you don't know exactly what you want to do, you'll get all these tasters and you'll be like, oh, I actually want to concentrate on this. And then your second year, you can choose the electives that help you concentrate on the thing you're doing.
So it's a really diverse course, especially for the first 3 years. You're really touching everything. The software in particular was all brand new to me. It's like learning a second language, but now I feel like I can speak it fluently. What is really unique about creative digital media, it gives you both the technical and the creative. So there's lots of people who might be able to design a website, or they might be able to program a website. In this course, we're taught to be able to do both.
I'm most excited about the coding. It's just so completely different from what I've done before. If like, you know, drawing and like creating characters is over here, and then like coding and turning it into like something is over here, then, you know. So from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. it's completely different. You're touching everything in any given day, let alone on a week. Every single day you're doing something completely different. Like just this week, I'm working on a podcast that I have to make. And then the next day you can be working on a vector portrait. Like my Fridays at the moment, you know, in the morning, I'm taking a class on virtual
virtual reality. So we're 3D modeling and building an environment. An hour after that class, I'm in almost an electronics class. I'm rewiring computers. After that, I'm working on graphic designs for those lectures as well.
If you're even just like a little bit just like, I want to do something creative, just do this course.
My interests change really rapidly, so the course has been really good at adapting to that for me. Now in fourth year, I've kind of settled on where I want to go and what I want to do, but in the meantime, it was really good at developing that sense of creativity, and that's something I wouldn't have been able to do if I wasn't here at MTU Crawford.
Okay, guys, great stuff. So my name is Fergal Cunningham, and I lecture on the Creative Digital Media program. So a couple of the questions that we are frequently asked. One is, what kind of subjects do we have on the Creative Digital Media program? And we heard both of the guys there talk about some of them. So in the first year or maybe 2 years, it really is quite a broad course. So we would have different modules, some in the photographic image. So we'd look at taking photographs with DSLR cameras, how to compose shots, how to expose shots properly. And then we do quite a bit of work in how to process images then. So we look at like resizing images, cropping images, adding effects to your images. We also look at video production. So we look at making storyboards, planning out videos, shooting videos, and then again, editing videos in our software applications and exporting them then for various different platforms. When you make video kind of projects, sometimes you would shoot them as an individual, and sometimes you might work in teams of 3 and 4. We also look at motion graphics. So we look at animating shapes, characters, text, and then again, adding adding soundtracks, adding sound effects to them. I got a list here. We have modules in music technology. So we learn how to record audio, how to mix audio, and again, how to add effects to your audio, and then incorporating that into your video work, into your motion graphics work. We also look at the web, we look at coding, and we kind of have that like right from the start, right from first year through into fourth year. It's one of the areas that quite a lot of the first years can be maybe a little bit unsure about when they arrive in. But once they see that a little bit of coding and see what that can do, they do tend to be hooked. So after the second year, then you begin to focus on areas of digital media that you're more interested in. So that could be audio, maybe it's programming, maybe it's video, and you have more of a specialized experience then. One of the other questions we'd be asked of, is there any work placement as part of the program? And we have work placement in third year, so it comes from January through to about May or June, I would imagine. So it's a really great opportunity for students to see how the skills that they've learned, how that's going to translate into the real world. And that generally really sets up students really well for their fourth year, where they can specialize. One of the other questions is, what kind of options would I have as a graduate of the program? So you've got many, many options. I think we have quite an exhaustive list on the website. So you can join larger organizations as like game designers or virtual reality programmers, web developers. Some of our graduates set up as freelance providers. So even with our 4 beautiful little films there, these were all filmed by one of our graduates who graduated in 2016. And we had a lovely day with him, really positive, very happy guy working away. So you've all of that range from a solo practitioner up to playing a role in quite a larger organization. Okay, hope to see some of you in September. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Thanks to all the lecturing staff here that have given very valuable insight through the Q&A process there. So I see lots of questions coming in, and I'm going to ask my team to also help answer some of those questions as we go along. And I'm also now that we have had a look at and have seen what the students had to say, let's have a little look now at our digital portfolio submission. So we're going to have we're going to view Sarah Kelly's video on how to put together a digital portfolio. And straight after that, then our head of Department of Fine Art and Applied Art, Trish Brennan, will also talk you through the application process online as well. Thank you very much.
Hi there, my name's Sarah. I'm a fourth year fine art student in the Crawford College of Art and Design, and today I'm going to talk a bit about putting together a portfolio for digital submission. A digital portfolio and a physical portfolio both serve the same purpose. They're so that your lecturers can get a sense of who you are, your interests, your abilities and your experiences. Putting together a digital portfolio might seem a bit daunting, especially if you're not super tech savvy. But it's actually pretty simple, and with these tips and tricks you'll be well on your way to making something that shows you and your work off to their fullest potential. In the portfolio, we're looking for 15 to 20 slides that show us who you are, what you're interested in and the range of different approaches you've tried. And as well as those 15 to 20 slides, we'd also love to see sketchbooks, and you can document these by taking a video of you or a friend just flipping through. Within the 15 to 20 slides, we're looking to see the range of different things you've tried out. So that could be in school, on PLC, maybe on collaborative projects, or even at home. This might look like drawing, colour studies, craft, graphic design, photography, or a video, particularly if you're applying to the BA in Fine Art or the BA in Contemporary Applied Art. If you're applying for the BA in Visual Communications, it's important to include examples of any graphic design projects you might have undertaken, such as logos, event posters, CD covers, or graphics for packaging. If you're applying for the BA in Photography and New Media, your portfolio should contain a high proportion of photography and/or video work. When choosing what work to include, try to have a broad range of source material, so these sources might be primary, secondary or imagined. As much as you can, try to work from all three groups, but definitely try to prioritise work from primary sources and try to show that you can work from real life. That's very important. Any work you include should ideally be from the last few years, so we can get an idea of where you're at with your art practice. And don't feel like you have to work to a project or theme. If you feel like work is related to one another, you can definitely group it together, but otherwise there's really no pressure. So, what should you include in the portfolio? A range of visual work that you've created within the last year or two. If you did a big project in transition year, you could include examples of that too. Emphasize observational work, including your own photographs. Show us how you approach a range of different subjects. Include examples of your use of different mediums, art forms and techniques, and any processes you explored. So we'd love to see the research and development of your work, especially sketchbook thinking pages, and showcase your creativity and originality. Include self-generated work that hasn't been assigned by your college or school. So try to avoid unnecessary repetition and be decisive if you have to choose between two versions of the same work. Edit any video footage you have to a sensible length. The people who are looking at your work will have quite a tight schedule and a lot of work to look through. If you are including video, you're going to want to host those on a video sharing platform like YouTube or Vimeo, and it's really important to make sure any links you do include work and are set so that anyone with the link can view. When you're putting your portfolio together, organize your work logically and simply. Start and end with a really great piece of work, and that way you'll leave a really great impression. Finally, don't forget to make a backup of your portfolio. In order to submit digitally, you'll need to photograph the work. But don't worry, you don't need a fancy camera or fancy editing software to do this. All you need is a phone or a simple camera and a friend to help you out. Before you start, make sure you have enough memory on your device to take all of the pictures and videos you need. There are a couple of things to remember when shooting your work. Number 1, lighting. Where possible, photograph your work in a well-lit room, ideally using daylight. The better the lighting, the easier it will be for the camera to pick out the fine details of your work. Try not to use light that's too strong or direct or cast strong shadows in the work. And if it is in a plastic sleeve, take it out as the plastic will reflect light back at the camera. Take care that the images reflect the true colour of the artwork. You can use the white balance setting on your phone or camera to adjust this. Number 2, let the artwork be the focus. Try to centre your work in the middle of the shot. Don't photograph it from far away and then try to use an app to crop it down, because this will reduce the quality of the image. It's fine to have your fingers in the shot if they're holding the work, but try to make them as inconspicuous as possible. Try to photograph your work against a blank background if you can. This keeps the focus on the artwork. Number 3, photograph just one page at a time. If a page has multiple images on it, try not to crowd them too close together and leave a little bit of breathing space around each of the images. Number 4, we definitely want to see your sketchbooks, and these can be a bit more rough and ready. Whereas your slides might be finished works you have done and ideas you've already tried out, sketchbooks are more about ideas that you want to try out in the future. A sketchbook is not a scrapbook, it's a place for you to work your ideas out with yourself. It could be like a visual journal or a record of your day-to-day. When documenting them, you might consider recording a short video of you or a friend flipping through the pages of the book. Take your time and allow time for the camera to focus on each page. And number 5, after you've taken your photographs, be selective. Look through all of them and try to pick out the very best shots. If possible, do this on a computer. Your portfolio should be submitted as a single PDF, 15 to 20 slides, and under 50 megabytes in total. The PDF Tips for Creating a Digital Portfolio talks about this a bit more in detail, and it's linked below this video. So, you've picked the art you want to show and documented it. The last thing you need to do is make your PDF. Organize the files you want in a folder on your desktop. Open Microsoft Word, create a new document entitled Your Name Portfolio. So like mine would be Sarah Kelly Portfolio. Select all the files you want to include and drag them into your Microsoft Word document. From here, you can organize them in the order you'd like them to be seen. Each image should be captioned clearly with what it is. Check through the document to make sure that everything looks as you want it to. Add pages for the URLs of the videos that you want to share, and make sure you've clicked Anyone with the link can view on the editing page of the video on YouTube or Vimeo. Label these two with what the video is. When you're happy with your portfolio, open the File tab in Word, click Save As, and then select PDF from the drop-down menu. If you do need to reduce your file size, you can do this by selecting your file and clicking Reduce File Size. Good luck submitting your portfolio, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Hi, my name is Trish Brennan. I'm head of Department of Fine Art and Applied Art, and I'm going to go through, and I can imagine you're all frantically taking notes out there. Well, you don't need to. We've got it all on the website. So just hold on there, and I'm just going to share this. Great. Can somebody reassure me you can see everything there all right? Great, thank you. Good nodding heads. So you will be, and I'd say now we'd have to question your ability to perceive anything if you weren't aware that we're MTU, Crawford College of Art and Design. Some of you will know that Munster Technological University is a new university. So if you hear people referring to CIT, Crawford College of Art and Design, don't be confused. This has all just happened in the last year. You'll notice that our Crawford website is Crawford, I'm just looking at the URL there now, where it's crawford.mtu.ie, but also crawford.cit.ie works also. So just in case you notice any of those little things, don't be confused by it. On our website, and my mouse has just given up working, so just hold on a second. Apologies, I just lost my mouse ability. I wonder, could I possibly, I can't even unshare, just bear with me. How weird. Okay, I'm going to say, please, I'm changing batteries here as I'm doing this, okay? So we have a, thank you very much. Could somebody else share the page there and possibly talk, and I'll tell you where to hit the tabs. Thank you very much. Apologies now, I'm just still sharing batteries, just if I can get it done in time. Okay, I'm connected. Okay, great. If you want, you can unshare and I'll reshare because I have it now. Okay. Thank you. Apologies for that. That was just classic live events. So I explained there about, you might notice .cit.ie. And then on our website, on the opening page, you've got a number of tabs. Click every button, click any button is what we're saying. To find out the course information that you went through earlier, on the courses on the side, you'll see the undergrad courses. And I noticed somebody in the questions was asking, what is an undergraduate? An undergraduate program is your degree program, your BA honours program. And you click down on that, it'll bring you to course information on all programs. If we click into the top one there, to Contemporary Applied Art, you'll see you'll get distinct information about the course, what you'd expect to be doing, why do this course, and the career opportunities. And then if you click even further on, it'll bring you back to the MTU website where you'll be able to get the overview, the descriptions, and you'll also be able to click into the full program information. So every module, so you can really explore and really bore down back into everything that you'll be doing. And I'm just going to pull that down again. So then here on our main website again, if you look across the top buttons here, explore areas of study, the apply button is the button that will be really pertinent to you at the moment. Here, you've heard a lot of this information this evening, so don't feel you need to be writing down notes and everything. You will have the portfolio how-to guide. So here we have, the portfolio how-to guide is, okay. That's just not clicking in for me there now. Oh, apologies. Sorry, it's just not behaving for me. But all of these tabs will give you the information. The portfolio guidelines, again, sorry, the clicks just aren't, I think it might be related to my mouse, but some of them aren't working there. On how to apply, you've got the applications for the full-time undergraduate are made through the CAO. The CAO is Ireland's Central Applications Organisation. Go down through here, the CAO process that tells you when the 1st of February is the deadline, gives you all the information there. The online portfolio submission deadlines. And again, this is the video you just watched with Sarah. So again, you can listen to that again in your comfort of home. That's also all that information is repeated in these boxes here. So clicking on those links. Here it goes through the 4 programs that require a portfolio. The creative digital media doesn't require a portfolio. And there are some quick things, last minute things to think about when you've prepared your portfolio. Just going through, you might notice from today on, there may be some little amendments to some of the information in the boxes here, but they're all just little amendments that we'll be getting feedback from people, and people maybe didn't understand certain things. There'll be minor changes, not big changes. So again, just click everywhere. Big piece of advice, I'd say, don't leave it till the week before you're submitting. Just give yourself a bit of time, possibly over the Christmas period when you're more relaxed. Just go in, look for the information, start reading different things. If you have any questions at any stage, the name of the person to contact there is a CCAD inquiries email that you can attend to at any stage. Don't hesitate. I'm noticing the questions are coming in fast and live there, and thank you to colleagues for responding to them. I'm going to say sincere apologies for that. It was unexpected that my mouse would run out of batteries just in the middle of a live presentation. Wonderful to see so many of you here this evening, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Trish. That's great. Thanks so much for assisting there. And just to say as well, we will be doing some updates, and the application won't be opened for a while until after February. for you to do that. So keep an eye on that space. We'll have some further updates in that area. Okay, so our last area now is to have a look at some of the Q&A. Now we've gone over our hour and I'm kind of conscious of that. So I'm just going to take one or two, and any of the panel that are with us here, if you want to answer some of them as well, just jump in. So Trish, you might help with this one. What do you do for film festivals?
We go to them, but also, so we've got two fantastic film festivals in Cork. We've got the Indie Cork Film Festival, and then we've got the Cork Film Festival, which just finished last week. So we would have direct links with them. We also have a screening opportunity. So there's an artist film schedule where one of our lecturers, Padraig Trahey, who works across all programs, I think Padraig is really, really linked in. So we would also, we have the benefit of having so many fantastic international filmmakers in the city. So we regularly invite those international filmmakers in to give presentations or to give workshops. Cork is really, really lucky, or we're really lucky to be in Cork in the sense that kind of one festival leads to the other from the beginning of September. And then there's also biannual films such as Sounds of Safe Harbour that link in. So we've loads and loads of links with the Cork Midsummer Festival, etc.
Brilliant. Now, next question there, I'm going to put it to Aoife. Aoife, do you need a strong technical understanding for visual communications?
No. In fact, I know I'm quite strong on this. I don't like students to go near the computers at all when they're in first year. I think we have plenty to be discovering and thinking about before you even touch the computer. And the way to think about it is that the computer won't do any design for you. You do that away from the computer, and you use the computer to execute what it is that you've already planned and thought about and explored and had fun coming up with really creative solutions for. So you definitely don't need any digital skills when you turn up. You will learn them as you go through. We will take you through the basics of Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign, which are the industry standard software. We will teach you a proportion of those through the course. But when you turn up, please don't feel under any pressure to know any of that.
Brilliant. Thanks, Aoife. Another one here now is sketchbooks. Is a sketchbook considered one slide in the portfolio? Anybody want to take that one?
Yep, I'm happy to take it. As Sarah was describing, in one sense, we're saying between 15 and 20 images for your digital portfolio submission, because we want you to hone it down. But if your sketchbook might be a continuation, and Sarah expressed there that you could, do a video, and this video can be made with your phone or with your mom or dad's phone, and just get the flick over. So we get a sense of it. And it really is, as Sarah was saying, your thinking space. So don't regard your sketchbooks as needing to look like finished objects or finished drawings in any sense. We want to kind of just get a sense of who you are, and your sketchbook sometimes will give us a flavor of what you're interested in, what you're looking at. Also I'd say to you, you make sure you feel comfortable with what you submit, that it's down to you, and we just want to get a sense of who you are.
Yeah, there's lots more questions. Thanks, Trish, on the portfolio in terms of, how many pieces, what sizes. Again, the documentation we have, it show you exactly how to scale your pieces, creating a PDF. Somebody's asking, could it be a PowerPoint? Again, our preference is if you send it in as a PDF in the first instance there. Okay, let me just go down. Is it okay to submit purely photography work for the photography course? Albert, you're up.
Absolutely, we welcome it. So any photography work you have and any video you've done, you should put that in. We're not, if you have some drawing and painting and some craft areas, you can put that in as well. But the emphasis for the photography, the BA in photography with new media is really on photography and video work that you have. Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see what else have we got. Can digital artwork be included in the portfolio? Anybody want to take that?
I'm
Let's
happy
see.
to.
Yeah,
I'm
go
saying
for it,
yes,
Trish.
I'd say we welcome it. We really want to get a sense of
Yeah.
who you are. We really want to see some, and I'm noting Albert's comments that you can submit purely photography for the photography. We want to see a sense of your observational drawing. And when we say observational drawing, we mean drawing from something that's in front of you, as in not copying something from a photograph or something like that. But digital artwork is really, really appreciated, and we want to see how you're using the tools that are in front of you. And as Aoife said, you know, the computer is just a tool. It's a tool, it's like a pen. So again, it's not going to do the artwork for you. It's not going to give us a sense of who you are, but what you choose to do with that is what we're interested in.
Okay, thanks, Trish. That's great. That's really helpful. And there's another question here. Is it okay to submit a variety of drawing, sketchbooks, painting, and photography in one portfolio? Absolutely. And we're only dying to see a variety of your ability, your skills, your broad use of mediums. So yes, please do. And that's a definite. What's the most diverse course? Sorry, the thing just jumped there. What's the most diverse course that covers the biggest variety of types of art? Oh Lord, you'll cause an argument here now. I think, folks, you need to just sit down, read through it, look at the videos again, get a sense of things. Contact us. We will do our very best to give you as much information as we can. So what I'm going to do now, we're going over our time. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much. I mean, the enthusiasm and the interest within the questions, the Q&A. We will follow up on those Q&A and help you as best we can. Yeah, Trish, go first.
Just one thing I want to reassure you, there's no wrong choice.
No.
Yeah, it can be one of those really daunting things. What course do I choose? Within MTU, and I think within most colleges, within the first 5 or 6 weeks, you've got the option to change. We'll transfer you. You know, you can also apply for multiple courses, so that if you've been accepted for 3 or 4 courses, if you want to transfer from one course to the other, it's pretty seamless in the first couple of months. Just wanted to add that in, Rose, just on that last question. Apologies.
Yeah, I just had the one thing with creative digital media, sometimes it's not as easy on that one with numbers, and we have, you know, they're dedicated spaces, but we do our very best to try and facilitate students once they arrive, and you know, that's very important. Okay, anybody for a final say before we finish up? Okay, I'm just going to thank everybody for their participation. I'd like to thank Philip O'Reilly here in the background, who is working for the marketing unit and helped us set up for this webinar. Without his help, we wouldn't be here. And finally, I want to thank you for attending and taking an interest in the Crawford. And again, as I said, please do contact us if you have any more questions. If we don't get you, we will through email. I'm just going to leave you now with a fabulous short film created by Ken Wardrobe last year, and it's to give you a sense, a feeling of what the Crawford is all about. So thank everybody, take care and have a lovely evening. Goodbye now, thank you.
So Gwen, tell us about Cork.
Well, I don't know if I can tell you facts about Cork, but I'll tell you what I like about Cork. It's not too big and it's not too small.
Population's about 210,000, I think.
Is it somewhere in the region of 150,000?
I have a feeling it's around 500,000.
And then there's the beautiful Cork accent.
Well, some people think that it's the closest thing to Shakespearean English.
Or what's the crack, boy? Here, boys, are we going getting tonight, or what's the crack?
And there's so many famous people from Cork.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, yeah.
Cillian Murphy, I suppose, the actor.
And what about me, Maeve Higgins?
Maeve.
Yeah, Higgins.
Maeve Higgins?
Anyway, this is a film about the Crawford College of Art and Design, which is based on 3 campuses here in Cork City, at Bishopstown, Sharman Crawford Street and Grand Parade. Sarah might explain the difference to us there.
Not succinctly, no. That's way too difficult. That's way too difficult.
Well, Bishopstown is massive, with loads of corridors.
It gets a bit confusing, right?
And so many doors.
Absolutely. Too many doors, I think.
And coloured chairs.
Well, we are in an art college, absolutely, so colour should be in the whole mix, shouldn't it?
And the Sharman Crawford Street building is so old.
I was told many years ago it was haunted. Thank God I never met anybody.
Sorry, who are you?
My name is Martin Lynch, and I'm the senior caretaker. People arrive here at 7:30 in the morning, and it could be 9:30 at night before they leave.
Really? Art students work hard?
We do work very hard. We have very long days in here.
Yeah, but I love it. So it doesn't feel like hard work.
I'm wrecked.
Wait now, you're wrecked from painting pictures?
I have not picked up a paintbrush since first year.
So, like, what actually goes on here?
Graphic design,
printmaking,
illustration,
sculpture,
animation, web development,
digital art,
photography,
ceramics,
video production,
virtual reality installations.
Okay, there's a lot. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I forgot some of it.
Tell us, Martin, about all this art stuff.
Art can be many things. You mightn't get the same meaning from art as I would.
Meaning in art, really?
So you've heard about the male gaze and the female gaze, and my work is basically about the rejection of both.
I'm more about the process than the concept.
Like a gritty style mixed with like a light-hearted, playful style.
So one player is on a roller coaster ride going through this past, present, and future.
So how do you get inspired?
I've always found solace in looking at the sky because it's always different.
And so what inspires you?
The 70-year-old farmer on a small plot of land.
Martin, what do you think of all these creative types?
The thing about it, when I came up here, I thought they were all crazy. And I says, I must be the only sane one.
Wow, it's great you can express so much through art and design. But please say that's just a brush against the wall. Phew.
But look, art is a messy business.
And so, would you not need more order?
Things would be very boring if it was all order, but very confusing if it was all chaos.
Order.
Chaos.
The way I kind of design anyway is quite structured.
Oh, do you have to ask? Look around you.
I think the chaos in the design always has a little bit of order.
Okay, now this is a bit more complicated.
To be an artist, I think you have to have passion in you.
They're upstairs and they're crying because things aren't, as they saw it in their head.
It's so easy to doubt yourself with art the whole time, and I don't know why, like.
I don't think the day went by when I didn't think about dropping out, but I stuck with it, and I'm so happy I did.
Oh, sounds like students like this place.
One day a student came in and he said, I just love being here. I just love it. It's like winning the lottery without the money. And I just thought that is the most gorgeous description of going to art college that you could imagine.
Sarah, what's this?
And he brought me this. It's an 18th century Chinese teapot. And he gave it to me. I was amazed.
Sounds like Crawford has made a real impact.
Crazy impact. I'm a completely different person than who I was when I started.
But I have a confidence in myself now that I notice in other areas of my life.
Like I owe a lot to this place, definitely.
Stop. And now it's almost over for all the fourth years.
It doesn't feel like the end of college. It doesn't feel like the 4 years are up.
You feel sorry for them going away, like. You get very attached to them.
It's so sad, it's so emotional.
I'm gutted that I'm leaving.
Like, really is a family. You're going to get me all emotional, stop it.
It's been mad. I think it definitely has changed my life.
Okay, Martin, the film is actually over, so you can tell us what you really think.
I love it, yes. The whole thing has changed me. I would say if there was a big art exhibition out somewhere, I'd go and see it.